What should be the ideal number of riders if you're riding in a group? Asked Shardul Kulkarni. This is one of the 90 odd questions that we got for episode 20, season 2 of ThisConnect. We answered, I think, 12. This is the catch up. To me, I don't think that in our chaotic conditions, I would be happy to ride in a group of more than 4 or 5 riders, and that's assuming I know these riders really well. And if I were organizing a group ride and the number was much more than this, then I'd basically break the group down into groups of 4 and 5, and then each subgroup would ride together. And I'd put somebody very experienced at the back of each group in those 4 or 5 people, and I'd put somebody slightly less experienced than that at the front of the group and ask them to be extra cautious, and the least experienced people would sit in the middle of each of these subgroups. So if I were traversing a long distance, let's say 20 riders, I can easily think of this as 4 or 5 subgroups, each being led by an experienced rider, relatively speaking, each being led by a senior rider, and at the back, as the sweep for each of these subgroups, would be another experienced rider. That's how I would conduct this. This does mean that when you have a stop, everybody really doesn't get to the tee or whatever at the same exact time, and that to me is okay, because on the road, these smaller groups will operate much better. And I would tell them that if you want to switch a group for whatever reason, I would say do it when you're stopped so that everybody in the group knows that you've moved a group, rather than catch up to another group or slow down and let another group catch you and then just make this organic switch. I wouldn't do that. But to me, given the chaotic conditions that we ride in generally, I would be very, very leery of very large groups of riders. 4 or 5 maximum, I think, is where I'm at.